Well, hey fans, welcome back to another TV review, and today we're talking about Invincible Season 3. So, just like with Invincible Season 2, Part 1 and Part 2, I'm getting this review out super late, even though I got the screeners early and was able to binge watch all of it. Invincible Season 4 starts tomorrow, and I have not done my Invincible Season 3 review. I've had a lot going on in terms of moving, having a new kid, still unpacking, all that jazz, but what do I have to say about Invincible Season 3? And I'm going to try to keep this review a lot shorter than my previous review, mainly because it's late, and mainly because I haven't watched it in a while, but mainly because, nothing to say, but it was really good. It was really good. I feel like they heard the criticism from fans, and they took it to heart. Main thing, Invincible Season 2 is split in half, Part 1 and Part 2. There was no need to do that. They could have had it as one season, just delay the release date a little bit and give us one conclusive season. Season 3, no split, one season. It was great, and I feel like it was action-packed. You have the the Marks from Other Dimension, the multiverse storyline, which is the first half. I thought that was a very powerful, very emotional, very thrilling arc that they went to, and then immediately after that, you go right into Conquest. And I gotta say, Conquest is one of the best villains in the Invincible series. One of the best villains, period. I really enjoyed Jeffrey Dean Morgan voicing Conquest in this series. And of course, Invincible is voiced by Steven Yeun. So you have this Walking Dead reunion, like Negan versus Glenn again, but it's in the Invincible universe. And that fight was amazing. The fight was pretty great between him and Conquest, and he barely won. He really wouldn't have won without Adam Eve there, to be honest. But I really love the grittiness, the defeat in his eyes, the anger, the hate, and both of them. And the animation this season was a step up. This is the best animation since Season 1. The animation Season 2 was not that great, and they even made jokes about it, especially in that one episode. That was really a filler episode. But like I said, animation was great. The storylines were great. The teases for next season, there is a storyline with Damien Darkblood that's apparently coming up that he wanted to fit into the comic book that he couldn't, so he's going to put it in the animated series. You got the stuff with Nolan and how he's going to come back into the story. Like I said, overall, I really did enjoy what we got this season, and I think they need to keep it like this moving forward. It does feel like, just do a season a year, no splits with the limited, typically they do about 8 episodes, and if we can get a special in between, that would be great. I think maybe that Adam Eve special was a one-off, but if there's a way we could get more of that, that would be great. So characters, I'm a little bit annoyed by. This season would be Cecil. The fact that Cecil kept Conquest alive irks me. Like, you couldn't take out Nolan, you can't really take out Invincible, and you think you can take out Conquest. I get that he's like hurt and defeated and his face is almost crushed, but once he heals up, what makes you think you can stop him? It was like an idiotic thing for someone who's as smart as Cecil to be doing. Especially, another great thing about this season, we got Cecil's backstory. One of the best episodes of Invincible ever. We find out how he got that scar on his face, the things that he went through to save the world, how he views saving the world and the things that he is willing to do to make sure that happens. I totally understand his character now, and I really enjoyed the episode. And that episode in itself, make it a little bit longer, that could have been the special that was in between the seasons. And again, I don't know if the writers of Invincible watch my silly little reviews, but hey, more of those specials in between seasons would be great. I would love to see more of those. I would love to know more about the smaller characters who we can't really fit into the stories that often, the ones that just pop up every now and then. Give them more specials. Another good episode where we figure out the history of Duplicate and her brother Multipal. I thought that was a great episode as well, and I really did. I like their names, like Duplicate, Multipal. I don't know why. I just like the way those superhero/supervillain names work out. Paul is a very conflicted character. You find out like how they basically drove their dad insane from their uncontrolled splitting as children, how the government turned them into assassins, and like how painful it is. Like Paul has like this cuff on his neck, how painful it is to like split apart. That's another thing I would enjoy to be, a special in between seasons. The Martian, Alien, the Sequids, all these individual storylines that they kind of weave in and out of this show. I think it makes the in-between moments great when you got these massive storylines taking place. And in terms of the multiversal plot, meeting all the different Marks was very fun to see, because not only are they all different, they are all varying strengths. You got like a Viltrumite Mark, you got like a Mark that killed his mom, you got a Mark that killed his dad. You find out like all these Marks come from these different Earths, and what our main Mark, what he's been through as Invincible, has made him a lot stronger than some of these Marks, because they took over their Earths a lot sooner. they haven't had to fight the same battles as Mark has, so they're not as strong. And some are technically even stronger than Mark because of what they've had to do, their natural strength. The ones who've become Viltrumites early, the ones who took out the Viltrumites because they didn't feel like they were necessary. So many different reasons why these Marks want to be the Earth. There's one Mark who specifically, he wants to take a live version of his mom back. There's a version of Mark who wants to take, a version of Adam and Eve back. But seeing how they take out so many of the heroes, lay waste to the planet Earth, is wild. But just seeing all these Marks after, Nolan has pretty much done damage to the Earth. Now Earth's greatest hero is technically also doing damage to the Earth. And seeing how someone can be taken out, we get glances of other heroes who are technically very close to the level of Mark. So if you weaken one, they can take it out. What Rexplode does is nothing short of a beautiful ending for that character. It was a very cool fight scene. Rexplode, after what he did last season, became one of my favorite characters. When it happened this season, I was not expecting it. So like amazing. And I think part of the thing they're going to do with all of these, like tons of multiversal Marks brought in by Angel Levy. At the end, and it's a little anticlimactic, like I said, some of them, the way he kind of like shoos them away to that dimension Mark was trapped in last season, and apparently that will play a part in the future. Didn't really care for that, and he just starts fighting Mark with balls. But all the Marks who were killed, Cecil now has them, and he's going to make Animen out of the Marks, which is a great idea. This is the smartest thing Cecil has done. If you're going to do this Animen project, using dead Marks to do it, dead Viltrumites or dead half Viltrumites, whatever, is a great plan. So I did enjoy that. But yeah, just so much. And I kind of wish there was more episodes because we could go so that this part of the story could have been a little bit longer, but it was enjoyable to see. What would I like to see moving forward? I really don't know. I just want to see more of this nonstop action, nonstop fighting, the good animation. Keep it going, keep it improving. Bring back Battle Beast again. I can't wait for him to show up. He was in this season. I want to see more of Battle Beast since he was frozen in space, and we know he's going to live. So we got to get more of Battle Beast. And I just want to see what other villains. I want to know how far this series is going to go, because apparently the comic book goes to I think Invincible is 100 years old or something like that. Like really, really far into the future, because he outlives most people on Earth. So I want to know if they're actually going to make it that far. And I almost forgot about Adam Eve. Her powers have upgraded, because I think technically she does die. She dies in the fight with Conquest, and now she's kind of been reborn, and her powers are more unstable, but they are stronger, so to speak. So in the comics, and this is a weird thing they took off the show, apparently in the comics when she's reborn, she has bigger breasts. It's something she gives herself unconsciously. But in this season, she comes back normal. She's naked, but she is normal. And I think that's a thing they said, okay, we're going to kind of stay away from that for the animated show. But I don't know why. I mean, it's already pretty much R-rated-ish. I mean, I think they could have left that in, but I also understand why they took it out. But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. And especially after what I would say is a disappointment in last season, save for a few episodes. There were a few episodes last season that were amazing. So with the better animation, the better storylines, the way they handled Angstrom Levy coming back, I don't know that I necessarily cared for that really, but I don't think he's completely dead. I think he's actually still alive as well. I don't like how they handled his coming back, although I like his tie to the whole multiverse Invincible plotline. So in terms of the score, season 3, I'm going to give a superb 5 out of 5. I think this was a step up from last season. I think if they continue to improve on this route, then I'm going to continue to enjoy this series. I thank you guys for joining me for this TV review. You can find the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.